Hey, what's going on YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be going over step by step what you'll need to do in order to secure yourself a $50,000 personal loan with PenFed. Now, gaining access to this capital isn't difficult, but you do need to take the appropriate steps in order to get a loan approval without the bank requesting documents from you. So no bank statements, no W-2s, no tax returns, no pay stubs if you do it the right way and follow this sequence. And if you do follow the sequence or steps that I'm going to be outlining here in this video, you are guaranteed to secure yourself $50,000 in funding from PenFed. Now, what's going on YouTube? My name is Art Smith, and on this channel, I focus on educating you as the consumer on your financial options so that you could avoid predatory lending practices from institutions and or individuals. So if you're looking for straight to the point, no BS, financial information, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like I'm doing my job by educating you, the consumer, on your financial options, do me a favor and smash that like button so that YouTube knows that this is really good content and it can be shared and distributed to more people just like us. Now, before you apply here online, you're definitely going to want to create some type of positive relationship with PenFed. Just like if you're going to meet somebody in person for the first time, you're going to want to create good terms with them before you start asking them for things. So the same thing applies here with banking relationships, especially with credit unions. So step number one is going to be opening up a checking and savings account with PenFed and setting up direct deposit for the next 3 to 4 months minimum. Now, becoming a member with PenFed is absolutely free. You don't need any affiliations with the military. You don't need to be grandfathered in. You don't even need to make a large deposit into a checking and or savings account in order to become a member of PenFed. There are no monthly fees. There are no minimum balances required in order to maintain a checkings account. And in order to open up a savings account with PenFed, all you have to do is deposit $5 into their savings account, and then you'll have a free checkings and savings account with PenFed. Now, setting up direct deposit is going to be crucial in order for you to get approved for $50,000 with PenFed. So if you are currently working at a job and you have direct deposit set up going into a separate bank account or another bank account, make sure you talk to your HR department and transfer all of those direct deposits over here to PenFed for at least the next 3 to 4 months. And by doing so, PenFed is going to have the confidence in you by seeing those direct deposits hit every single bi-week or every single month from your employer. And when it comes to borrowing money from PenFed in the form of a loan, it's going to be an easier process for you to get approved by showing deposits going in on a monthly basis. And step number two is going to be opening up another product with PenFed, whether that be an individual retirement account or a certificate deposit or even a credit card. By having another product, that's going to help boost your internal score with this credit union so that they can give you favorable terms and rates when it comes to pulling out that personal loan. So if you open up a money market certificate with PenFed, you can do a short-term certificate as short as 6 months with a current APY of 3%, or you can do a long-term certificate. Let's just go ahead and say 2 years because that's going to be the highest current APY with them at 4% APY on an annual basis. Now, the great thing about this product is that all you're doing is you're depositing money into PenFed in the form of a certificate, and you'll be getting money back for depositing money with them. And all you have to do is deposit a minimum of $1,000 in order to open up a money certificate, and then that will help you increase your internal score with PenFed. You could even open up an IRA certificate with PenFed. Their current terms for 1 year is paying out 3.9%. For 2 years, it's paying out 3.9% as well too, and all the way up to 7 years with a current APY of 2.9%. So all you have to do is just simply move your money over to this bank to create that positive relationship, giving them confidence within you and lending you more money on the back end. Now, let's just say if you don't have much money to move over here to PenFed, then another great way that you get into their ecosystem is by applying for one of their amazing credit cards that they have on file. Currently, right now, their Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card is paying out 5 points for every dollar spent on gas or EV charging. You also get 3 points back at supermarkets, including most Targets and Walmart locations, restaurants, and TV or radio or cable or streaming services. There is no annual fee, and there is also a 15,000 point bonus when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. You'll also be able to see what you are qualified for as far as a credit limit amount by simply applying online with their soft pull system, which allows you to see what you can or cannot get approved for based on your current profile. Which brings me to step number 3, and that is going to be to clean up your personal credit profile. Now, if you have a social security number and or an ITIN number, then you have a credit profile and you have a credit report. And a credit report is going to show information information like your full name, your address, your employer, potentially your annual gross income from your employer, and other things like trade lines, your revolving credit card accounts, as well as your installment loans in the form of your student loans, personal loans, car loans as well too. It's also going to show any child support or alimony payments that you are required to pay. Now, the great thing about being proactive and cleaning up your credit profile is that you get to take out the negative and also add in some of the positive in order to increase your FICO score. So if you have any incorrect spellings of your name or any old addresses, you're going to want to delete that old information and supply the credit reporting agencies with new information and updated information so that could increase your credit score. Also, any derogatory marks like negative payments or too many inquiries that are not attached to credit accounts, you can have those deleted, which will also increase your FICO score. Now, if you want to gain access to your credit profile or your credit report, you could go to freecreditreport.com and they'll be able to supply you with an annual free report of your credit profile. Or what I like to tell my friends, clients, as well as family, go to Experian.com and that will be able to give you access to your Experian report, and then go to creditkarma.com and that will be able to give you access to your TransUnion and Equifax. And those are going to be the big three reporting agencies: Equifax, TransUnion, as well as Experian. If you could pull those reports and those profiles from these reporting agencies or these softwares and these data aggregating or collecting agencies, then you'll be able to start to manipulate or start to move things around on your credit profile so that you could increase your FICO score and have a better chance of getting a personal loan with PenFed. If you have any questions as far as tips on cleaning up your credit profile, do me a favor and drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll be able to help you from there. Now, step number 4 is going to be one of the most important steps, and that's going to be to make sure you calculate your DTI. DTI stands for debt to income ratio, and this is going to be a formula and calculations that every single lender is going to use to determine if you are allowed to borrow money or not. Now, debt to income ratio is going to be your debts divided by your overall income. Now, on the debt side, this is going to be everything from your housing payments. So whether you have a mortgage or whether you are renting, the bank is going to ask you what your rent payments or your mortgage payments are, as well as what your personal loan payments are, what your credit card payments are, what your student loans and any other debt that's going to be found on your credit report. And on the income side, it's going to be your income, your overall gross income on an annual basis. So for this example, let's just go ahead and say that your overall annual gross income is $100,000 per year, which equates to $8,333 per month. Now let's just go ahead and say, for example, that your debts here on this side are going to be your rental payments is going to be $2,000 per month, and then your credit card payments, your personal loan payments, and your student loan payments are going to be another $500 per month. Now, please keep in mind that the bank is only going to look at minimum payments that are going to be found on your credit report or whatever you supply on your application. So for example, if you have a car payment that is not under your name, maybe you're paying your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend's car payments, and it's not actually on your credit profile or your credit report, then you technically don't have to supply that information on an application because technically it's not your debt. But do as you see fit. I definitely don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. If you feel like that is your debt, then please go ahead and supply that information on the credit application. But let's just go ahead and say that you are going to opt out of leaving that information on your application because it's not your debt. You're just paying it for your boyfriend or girlfriend. So let's go ahead and say that your housing payments are going to be $2,000 per month, and your credit cards, student loans, and personal loan payments are going to be $500 in minimum payments every single month. Now, in order to determine our debt to income ratio, we're going to take $2,500 and divide that by $8,333, and we have a total debt to income ratio of 30%, which is great because the maximum debt to income ratio for PenFed's personal loan is going to be 35%, inclusive of your housing payments and all other consumer debt. So in this example, if all of your debt payments are $2,500 per month and your monthly income is $8,333 per month, then you will have a loan approval. However, let's say, for example, if your housing payment is $2,000 per month and your consumer debt equates to $2,000 per month, that's going to be $4,000 per month in monthly debt. Let's go ahead and divide 4,000 divide that by your monthly gross income, which is $8,333. Now we have a debt to income ratio of 48%, and unfortunately, you will not get an instant approval from PenFed because their maximum DTI ratio is going to be 35%. So these are two examples of how you could get approved or not approved for PenFed's personal loan. So you're definitely going to want to go back to step number 3 and figure out what all of your debts are, figure out what your income is, so that when you do apply, which is going to be step number 5, you know exactly what your debts are, you know exactly what your income is. So when you put that information on your application, you will know if you're going to have a loan approval or not before you hit the submit button. So like I already said, step number 5 is going to be applying for PenFed after you have dated the credit union, after you have direct deposit set up, maybe you have a credit card with PenFed and you have reviewed your credit profile and you got your FICO score to 700 plus and you know your debts and you know your income. Now it's time to apply for the $50,000 personal loan with PenFed. And again, this is going to be no doc loan, meaning if everything looks good, if your profile looks good, if your FICO score looks good, if your income looks good, if your debts look good, you could apply for $50,000 with PenFed and get an instant approval as long as all other requirements are met. All right, guys, if you have any questions as far as how to get approved for this loan with PenFed, feel free and drop your questions in the comment section below. And again, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're looking for straight to the point, no BS financial information, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and smash that like button so that YouTube knows what's up and they know that this is good information and it can be shared and distributed to more people just like us. Thank you so much for watching this video. You are truly appreciated, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.